Hey, this is Izzy P recording a video for PureMTGO. Today we're playing Pauper. My favorite Pauper deck is Burn. Basically, you're just trying to count down from 20, make the opponent lose a bunch of life before they can really gain advantage in cards or on board. Um, Pretty simple. You've got your lightning bolt effects like Chain Lightning, Lava Spike, Lightning Bolt. Um, You've got repeated damage over time effects, which is Goblin Fireslinger. Basically, you ping them for one every turn. And then Curse of the Pierced Heart, that does one damage every turn on their upkeep. And that's probably one of the most important cards in the control matchup. Um, Incinerate is just another lightning bolt effect, costs 2 mana. Kildemaraudus is a creature that deals 1 damage when it comes into play, gets to attack for 1 turn, and then it vanishes and deals another damage. So if it goes unchecked, it deals 5 damage, but normally it just gets in for like 2, and that's fine. String Blaze is great against the creature decks. It deals 3 damage to a creature and 3 damage to the player as long as you hit landfall that turn. Um, which you'll see me play. I'll probably hold lands in my hand sometimes just to make sure I have a landfall. Rift Bolt's awesome. It's a lightning bolt that you suspend for a turn. And then Fire Blast is sweet. You sacrifice 2 mountains and it does 4 damage. It sounds like bad value, but a lot of times we'll be finishing games off with Fire Blast. Alright, let's look at the sideboard. Electrickery is good against like goblins, elves, any of those 1 toughness creature decks. Another Fire Slinger, which is kind of like Goblin Fire Slinger, except we take damage. And it can deal damage to creatures, so that's a big deal too. Pyroblast, good against the blue decks, destroys blue permanents. Smash to Smithereens is awesome. Destroys an artifact and deals 3 damage. So if we see someone playing Affinity, we'll bring all of those in. Molten Rain is good against a lot of decks, deals 2 damage and destroys a land. And then we got 2 Relic of Progenitus. They're good against the graveyard decks. But you really don't want to stop burning a whole lot. Like, we want to be casting lightning bolts and chain lightnings. So these really only come in if there's like bad cards against us. I wouldn't just bring them in if I think they kind of use the graveyard. They have to be either like an all graveyard strategy, or we have to have some dead cards in our hand, in our deck. Alrighty, well, let's get to playing. The nice thing about the burn deck is that it's pretty simple to play, and the way you play it is very similar against all decks. So if you don't know the meta that well, you can play burn and do fairly well, and then while you're doing that, you can learn how all the other decks works when you play against them. The bad thing about burn is that you're really weak against life gain, and you're weak against the card Circle of Protection Red. If people play that card, it's basically like an insta-lose, but people can't afford to metagame everything, so it's just not worth it. Alright, we'll join you again at match 1.